The Mad Titan strikes again. James Gunn, Thanos as he lives and breathes. Oh my god. Now it's in gaming. You will not believe this. So, James Gunn wants the games that come out now to link in and be part of the canon and the continuity of his DCEU. Meaning, any and all games going forward, starting with Suicide Squad, that's coming out in a couple of months, the storylines will be part of the storylines that are part of his DCEU. Here's the problem with that. Marvel has done something similar with their shows, right? This is not a good thing. The more it goes on, the more problems it will bring. I'll give you an example later, but I'll tell you why it doesn't work. You have certain people who read comics who don't play games. So if you're going to link the new shows that are coming out with DC, with the movies that's coming out with DC, with the games that's coming out with DC, people are going to fall out the loop. They're going to ask, "What the hell are you doing?" They don't understand what's in front of their face. How do I know this? Multiverse of Madness came out. Everybody was surprised and didn't understand. A lot of people, not say everybody, a lot of people was surprised and didn't understand why Scarlet Witch was the bad guy, was the antagonist for that film. And what happened is they didn't fully see the end of the after credit scene of WandaVision. In the after credit scene of WandaVision, you see Wanda with the dark hole, and you see that she hears her sons from another universe. At that time, me and my wife watched WandaVision. I said, watch Scarlet Witch be the reason that the multiverse of madness happened. Watch she calls it, and they got to deal with it, or she end up being the enemy. What happens? That's exactly what happens. But you have a section of people who were turned off by WandaVision, um, either midway or didn't like how it looked black and white, and they didn't watch it. People didn't feel like getting Disney Plus, and they didn't get it. So when this happened, they were lost, and they actually marked Multiverse of Madness down because of this. See, when you try to force people down other avenues rather than fully having it just go through movie to movie, and even then that wears on people, you start to lose your audience. To put it now, granted, gaming as an industry and gaming as a market is rapidly growing, but you still have a good section of people who don't game, who may not be into playing that game. To think that you're going to be having storylines from the movies and the games, you are really, really pushing your audience down a road that I don't think is going to be beneficial. Because I mean, you're really making it to where you want to fully flesh your story out amongst the shows and the game. So now, in order for me to get the full picture, I gotta watch the movie, watch the shows, play the game. That is too much. That is too much. There's gonna be things that people don't want to watch. People didn't want to watch WandaVision. People didn't want to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So you have a blueprint to show you that that don't work. And not only are you following it, you're compounding on it. You're adding additional problems. And you're also You're handicapping your games. There are so many stories you can tell in a Superman game, which rarely ever comes out, but in Batman universe and all your other DC games and villains, but by saying, hey, you must tie in to what I have planned coming out. Well, now they're just extensions of your idea for the universe. Nothing that has to do where you can honor the character individually or tell individual scopes. It's all going to be your vision. If your vision sucks by default, but since these games are bending to your will now, they suck. Because now they're telling this story where people might pick it up and like, this is not making sense. Why is this? It may not even be what the people who's creating the game is envisioning when they're creating it. But to have them forced to tie into your storyline, this is some real big headed. You smell your own farts at this point. I mean, I don't know what happened that they gave James Gunn this amount of power, or will we see the full extent of how it's carried out? Maybe not every game, but he's calling on all the games to tie in to his universe. That's you're gonna tire out the fan base of DC. And this is funny because DC has always had the better cartoons outside of what Spider-Man. I've heard they've had the better comics, but it on the screens, y'all are getting slaughtered, and this is why. You keep constantly trying to follow Marvel. You did a good job with Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody saw that movie being good. But for you to design a whole universe, your first like 3 or 4 steps have been very flawed, my man. Very, very flawed. You done wipe the deck clean. You're making a 10-year slate, just like Marvel, and now you want games and the shows. I don't know. This is something when Marvel unveiled their 10-year plan, nobody really said anything because nobody didn't think it was gonna work anyway. Could he prove me wrong? He could. But as far on this front, I extremely doubt it. Hey, that's just a wolf's take. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And this is Revos. And I'm out.